Well, hey everybody, it's Tanner Mobihill over at Bayfield Home Loans, and I'm joined today by my real estate superstar friend and homeowner in Embrey Mill, Ann Marley Green. Ann, how are you today?
I am doing great. I think it's not going to be cold anymore. We're officially in spring temperatures, and I'm ready for it.
Oh, I'm so right there with you. And it's always like you get those like a 3 day stretch of 70, low 80s, just like this is amazing. And then suddenly it's like a 45 comes out of nowhere. You're like, no, 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 you can't go back. That's the way I look at it.
I know it's that time in Virginia where we get all four seasons in one day.
Exactly, exactly. Well, we're going to talk about kind of the market, what's going on in Embrey Mill right now. So let's go and get a couple graphics pulled up for everybody so we can take a look at this. And let me get you back on the screen with me. So I feel like why don't we hit the rental market first, and then we're going to go into the new sales or the sales market for people. So go ahead, tell me what are we looking at for the rental market in Embrey this past month?
Yeah, so this is through this year through today. And
Yep.
so prices have escalated a little bit since
Hmm.
last month when we talked about it. So single family homes, the average price right around $3,700 a month. And the townhomes up a little bit, right around $3,100 a month. So they're actually not that far
Far off.
apart in
Yeah.
price, but great values for the landlords in our neighborhood.
Yeah, I think maybe next month I'll try to pull a graphic for us of kind of what the BAH is going for in the Quantico area, so people can take a look and see like, okay, where does that stack up? You know, like who kind of proportionally for people. So it's what's kind of the average days on market for a rental? I mean, are they gone in a weekend or how does that work?
They are gone very fast. Sometimes the rentals will stick around, like the days on market look a little bit longer because it takes up to 5, 6 days to, go through the full background check and everything that entails with screening the
Yeah.
tenants. But I mean, I have clients looking in the neighborhood, and I feel like every time we see a rental in Embry Mill, it is already got 10 applications in on it.
Yeah.
So they do go pretty fast because people want those amenities.
I definitely would say that the mindset or the thought process of, oh, getting a rental would be so much easier than buying a home. I would tend to disagree with that based on my experiences with everybody.
Yeah, yeah. It involves a lot of getting paperwork together too, and W-2s and pay stubs, and I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's take a look at the market for March for the regular sales and the homes in the neighborhood. So go ahead. What do we got here?
So numbers definitely up here too. There are a ton of homes on the market, a ton of homes that went under contract, uh,
Yeah.
which is pretty typical for this time of year. This is our busy season, so definitely going to see those numbers go up in volume, and then up in price as well. Single family homes were still in the mid 700s is the average price. There are, of course, outliers in both directions, some close to a million, some a little bit further down, but averaging about the mid 700s. And then no townhouses sold this last month.
What?
We did get
Wow.
a 55 and older townhouse that sold for 650.
Interesting. Now I don't know if you remember our property from last month, but that was going to be maybe more of an outlier on the upper end. How did that end up going?
It is still on the market, so still
Interesting.
out there for people. It's been on a little over a month now. It's a great house, but yeah, price point, especially with interest rates where they have gone up the past few weeks,
Uh,
it can be a hard price point for some buyers.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. One one point on that though. Right now, the 5/1 adjustable rate market is crazy low, 4.875. Now, if this, if you're like, oh, I never want an adjustable rate mortgage, and I can understand that. However, if this is like a 3 year tour for you and you have that fixed rate for 5 years, it's not a bad plan to have that lower payment. So I think folks should keep that in mind.
Yeah, a lot of my buyers are looking into creative options, with lenders. Well, I mean, most of my clients are military, so they're in and out,
Right.
in a couple years, but it's definitely worth it to give Tanner a call and kind of talk through your options because there are so many different programs and different scenarios you can get into as a buyer, that really play to your benefit depending on what your plan is for the house.
Yes, but yeah, I would totally agree with that. All right. Next, we're going to move over. We're going to look at our kind of featured listing of the month here that you sent me. So let's go and get that pulled up on screen. one. Let's see, I remove this one first and add this one over here. So this is 960 Coastal Avenue, currently on the market for 714,900. Tell us a little bit. Is this brand new to the market? Been around a minute? What's going on?
Yeah, it's been on about 2 weeks. I think price-wise, it is a steal for what you're getting with this house.
Yeah.
It is on one of the through streets of the neighborhood, so that might be a drawback for some buyers. But I love what they did on the inside of this home, and that's because probably I'm an elder millennial, so they did all the things that we elder millennials love with the black doors. They say millennial gray is out and millennial green is in, and that's definitely in this house with some moody colors. Um,
Mhm.
but I love it. I mean, whoever picked out the finishes for this house and decorated it, they did a great job.
Yeah, it's definitely got kind of a different vibe than I would almost say kind of like our industrial white that we see a lot of, so it was interesting when I was clicking through the photos and you can kind of tell the difference in the ages of the properties when we look at Embry Mill. So I take it this is more less newer. It's not as, it's 10 years old. What do we got on this one?
Yeah, it's phase two. So, it was built in probably the early 2020s, 2019,
Oh,
somewhere around
wow.
there. So it's not
Interesting.
the oldest section of the neighborhood, somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
But it definitely looks like they put a lot of time and effort into making it their own.
Yeah, I was going to say because when we looked at those floors and the entryway, those appeared to be more of an older floor that we would see versus like you mentioned the millennial gray everywhere, and then that's so yeah. But I did like the color scheme that they picked as well. And here we are going into the kitchen. Let's see here. So tell us a little bit just kind of about the flow for this property. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean it's a great floor plan. It's still I'd say it's like a combination open floor plan, but still traditional because you do
Hmm.
have formal dining, formal office, all that kind of structure, but you do still get the kitchen that overlooks the family room kind of area. So I think it's the best of both worlds. And I
Yeah.
kind of get that vibe from their style too, that they may be a more traditional style family. So I think it just ties in perfectly with, the finishes and the woodworking they did.
Yeah, very nice. All right, let's see if we can get I don't think this is the primary. You would know better than I. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
Yeah,
no. Now,
secondary, it's probably later on.
gotta love a good Guns N' Roses poster on the wall though. So whoever that is, A plus right there. Let's see what else we got here. So we're going up the stairs. All right, here we're getting into the primary,
Yep,
maybe.
almost there.
All right,
There we
here we go. Yeah, so I did like when I looked at this prior, I really liked the accent wall in the back, and I know we both like a good accent wall, so that one really pops.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, I think they did a great job of adding in woodwork, but not putting in too much woodwork because it can
Yeah.
definitely go, in the opposite direction where every wall has something on it. Sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming for buyers, but they kind of did a minimalistic approach to it. And I really like it. I think they did a great job.
Now let me ask you a question. So if I'm somebody that's looking at this and color scheme works for me, but let's say it's somebody that they're like, oh no, I like the white everywhere or whatever. A house this size, as a ballpark, what are you looking at to get something like this painted? Is it 10,000? Is it 15,000? What's kind of a number on this?
So paint is to me one of those really surprising areas for estimates because it is a wide range of what
Yeah.
people are going to charge. I've had people quote $15,000 to paint the entire inside of a house. Um, I mean, most realtors, we have our tried and true contractors that we love and call on. So I have a handyman who is very reasonably priced if anybody wants to get painting or anything like that done on their home, who would probably just do it for a couple $1,000s.
Wow.
Uh, a lot of people will choose to take that update on themselves just because it is something you can do over time to save yourself a little bit of money. A bucket of paint, if you're getting like a high quality Sherwin-Williams paint, is close to $80, $100 a bucket.
Yeah.
So it just depends on if you want to put that sweat equity into your house.
Right. And that is one of the things that actually, 97% of 100 people can do. The amount of electricians is probably pretty low in that group. Like we're not changing out, light switches and stuff, but painting, I think everybody can kind of tackle that for the most part. So great looking property though. And it'll be interesting to see if this is going to be on when we chat next. But, at that price point too, because when we looked at our first or our second graph, which the average sales price 763, I believe it was, and this is on for 17,749. That seems like a pretty good deal out there.
I think it's a great price for that house, and it is a great location in the neighborhood too. You can walk to a lot of the phase two amenities, so I think they'll get a pretty good deal on it.
Perfect. All right. So, what some final thoughts for the Embry Mill market? What's going on as we head towards kind of finally the summer? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we are in the thick of it now. It is a very busy season for anyone in real estate. But what I find interesting is that there is not a lot of activity with townhouses in Embry Mill.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is a great price point for buyers right now. So if you've been on the fence about selling a townhouse in Embry Mill or renting a townhouse in Embry Mill, now might be a great opportunity to get some good offers in on that.
Yeah, I mean, was it 550 or 650 that the average was up to on the townhouse? I mean, it was a lot, or it is from based on our previous presentations that we've done for people. So I think that's a great point. Like now, and especially in Embry Mill, if you're going to be the only townhouse that lists, boy, you'd get a lot of offers coming through.
Yep, yeah, a lot of activity would be on that townhouse. So if you've been thinking
Absolutely.
about it, now might be the time.
Now's the time, that's for sure. So, well, Anne, as always, thanks for hopping on with me. We're going to see everybody next month. And if you're considering buying or selling or renting out your house, you need to reach out to Anne, the neighborhood expert for Embry Mill. You'll see her posts that we do once a month and just bring in such great knowledge for everybody. So reach out to Anne and do yourself a favor.
Yeah, no, I appreciate coming on again every month. I love it.
All right, we'll see everybody next month.
All right, bye.